Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So let's continue with the Python series. Well, in this video we are going to talk about conditional statements, or we can say that if, elif and else statements. Well, we all of us must have faced a situation in our life where we have to choose between certain situations. For an instance, when we clear our 10th standard, then we have to choose whether we should go for medical or we should choose non-medical. Similarly, after doing graduation, we have to choose which company we want to join. So there are certain conditions. These conditions occurs in programming languages as well. Now let's start with the if statement. Well, suppose we have three conditions, or you can say you have three statements, and you want to say if this condition is true, then execute this statement. Otherwise, you can execute this statement. If it is false, then execute this statement. So how can you do that? You can do that with the help of if statement. If statement is written by using if keyword. The syntax is very simple here. You have to use if keyword, then you can write your condition here. Well, after condition you have to write colon, then indentation, and print whatever your statement is. Remember guys, indentation is very important here. Indentation in layman words, it's a certain number of spaces. When you enter tab, it gives you 4 number of spaces. Fine. So indentation is very important in case of Python. Otherwise it will give you error. So this is a basic syntax of if statement, and if statement gives you the flow actually. If you guys are familiar with flow chart, then you must understand this thing. Otherwise, I think you should learn flow chart as well. It's an important topic for programmers. Well, let's begin with an example. Well, here I have assigned values to different variables and I want to check whether the second variable is greater than the first one. So I can do that. It's very simple. Fine. You have just to use if keyword for if statement and then write your condition, colon, indentation. And again, remember one thing, indentation is very important. Python totally relies on indentation. Indentation in simple words, it's a space. When you enter tab, it by default give you 4 spaces. In this second example, I have shown 3 variables with different values, and I want to check the condition. Here I have used AND operator. I want to check whether both the conditions are true. If both the conditions are true, then only it will print both conditions are true. Now let's take an example of checking whether the number is odd or even. We know that what is the basic logic behind checking whether the number is even or not. If the number is divisible with 2, there is no remainder is 0, the number is even. Else if the remainder is 1, it is an odd number. Here I am asking a user to enter a number, then dividing it with 2. If it is 0, then obviously it is an even number. If remainder is 1, that it's an odd number. Like I have entered 5, it's an odd number. Let's say I'm entering 8, it's an even number. Very simple. But here just remember one thing, this code is not an efficient code because we are using 2 ifs. So using ifs again and again is definitely not an efficient code, not give you an efficient code. So it's better to use else instead of if. So here what you can do, you can just write down else, fine, and else, and you can write down print odd, fine. If the number is odd, it will give. So else statement, you guys must be clear with else statement now. When the condition is not true, you can use else statement. But one thing guys, can we use else statement alone? The answer is no, we can't use else statement alone. We have to use it with if statement. So here as an example for else with if and elif as well. We are going to discuss about elif also. So here I have given a condition. I want to check if b is greater than a, then b is greater than a. If it is equals to, then it should print this, and if it is not, then it should print a is greater than b. Here we know that b is greater than a. what if I have given this statement, it will print A is greater than B, because both of these conditions are not true, so it will print else. Fine. But there is a shortcut way to write this statement. Well, we just love shortcuts actually, and these are quite handy. You can write this 4 lines of code in just a simple 1 line. Okay, just try this out, it's very helpful. Next comes Elif statements. Well, we can also do Elif statements if there are multiple if conditions, and you can go for it. Well, if the condition B is, if value of B is greater than A, then it will print this. Elif, it will print this. These are quite similar to switch statements in C or C++. You can use else also. So just one more thing, guys, you can use brackets also here. It will not give you an error. Fine. The syntax is very simple. If, elif, else, then brackets, condition. Brackets are not mandatory actually. Then colon, indentation, print your statement. Now, can we write if inside a if statement? That can be done with the help of nested if. If you want to write if this condition is true, and further if you want to check whether this condition is true or not. For an instance, I have taken example, I have assigned a value 40 to x and I want to check whether x is greater than 10, then print this, and further if x is greater than 20, then it should print this also, else it is, you can print this. You can also ask the user to enter some values. So here I just want to give you an assignment. You just guys try to solve this assignment, and if you face any problem, you can write down in the comment section. Fine. And you will get these codes in the description below. Stay tuned. Bye bye.